PopCultureZone.com is an online shop focusing on hot new comics, including exclusive and incentive variants, CGC graded comics, and tons of other inventory, including pop culture toys and other collectibles, all at low and competitive prices. PopCultureZone.com ships all over the US. And if you are buying raw comics, they offer flat rate shipping of only $4.99. That's right, $4.99. Absolute craziness, right? And there's no taxes included, excluding New Jersey. Pop Culture Zone is also on eBay, where they hold a 100% positive feedback rating with over 8,000 completed transactions for this year alone. Make sure to check out the link to their website below, as well as their eBay link, so be sure to give them a follow there as well.
What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Today we're going to be talking about what is fair when it comes to comic books and garage sales. I actually got a nice, juicy comment in the comment sections on one of my videos. I read it and I said, you know what? I'm going to do a video about this. So before we get into it, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so. Check out all the awesome links below, including how you can join the channel by becoming a YouTube member for only $1.99 a month, for a lot of extra perks as well to help support the channel. But let's just get into this, folks. Good friend of the channel, Richard, left a comment. I forget exactly which video it was, but he had a situation where he went to a garage sale, hopefully to find some good deals on some comic books, and it didn't go very much his way, and he was frustrated, he was upset, and he asked, Chris, should I be upset about this? Is this wrong? I'm going to go ahead and read you guys the question, and then we're going to talk about it, all right? All right, here we go. Richard writes, hey, Journo, let me tell you what just happened to me. I see a posting for a garage sale that had 12 boxes of comics. No early birds, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I drive out with my girlfriend, the 45-minute drive. As I'm pulling up, I see a guy picking up a box. No biggie, still 11 more, right? I get out, walk over as another guy who was with the first picks up another box. Still no biggie, 10 more boxes. I go to look into a box, and the homeowner tells me the two guys already bought them all, the entire collection. This was at 10:10 a.m., so basically just 10 minutes after that, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. starting time, no early birds, right? They bought them all, he says. You're telling me they got there at 10, went through all the boxes, and needed them all, made a deal, and were already picking them up by 10:10? And there are channels to sell your collection if that's what you want. I was effing pissed, and it made it obvious to the seller, to the homeowner that was having the garage sale. The guys were from some store and clearly had inside info. Tell me, does this not make our comic community ugly? Do you think I was justified in being pissed? Why list no early birds from 10 to 3, 12 boxes if you want to sell your collection as a whole? I just think these dudes are total a-holes. All right, Richard, love you to death. Appreciate this comment. It's a loaded comment, folks. It really is. And I'm going to try to break this down as much as I can. The first thing I need to make clear is, as much context as you did add, Richard, you didn't add at all. So was this guy having a garage sale for, like a standard garage sale that happened to have comic books? Which is what it sounds like. There was a posting for a garage sale, and he had 12 boxes of comics, right? So it's not like this guy was just posting for comic books. It sounded like there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on, okay? So you have to understand that, all right? And then, I think there's some assumptions going on here. You said that these guys were from a store. Are you assuming that? Did you talk to them? Did you ask them? Were they wearing like their store's t-shirts, so-and-so comic books or something like that? So are we just assuming that these people were from a store because, they're out to, buy in bulk, bought a whole collection? Here's my thing. My short answer for this is that, yeah, I think you're a bit overreacting, and I don't think that anybody is in the wrong here. Should you not be upset that you drove 45 minutes and you didn't come away with anything? Absolutely. Being upset is one thing, but directing that anger and that frustration at individuals, that's a whole nother thing, right? So let's look at it like this. Why say no early birds? Well, 10 minutes is still 10 minutes, all right? You got there 10 minutes late. Now, these individuals that picked up the comic books could have got there before 10, but maybe sat in their car. And right when it hit 10 a.m. or right when it was like 9:59, they started walking right up. You don't know. And I'm going to tell you something like this. As somebody who hasn't done too much collection buying, just because I haven't had the opportunity, I would if it was there. If I knew that I was going to a garage sale, and I knew that this garage sale had 12 boxes of comic books, and I knew that it started at 10 a.m., and I knew that there was no early birds, I absolutely would get there early and sit in my car until like right at 10 a.m. I would make sure I was the first to go over to those boxes. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I would absolutely know how to make an offer within 10 minutes. Absolutely. As a buyer, whether you're a vendor or a reseller or a collector and you're just looking to get a good deal and buy in bulk, I'm going to already know what to look for and how to look through it. I don't need to look through every single book. I don't need to go to a garage sale that has 12 boxes of comic books and do what I do at a comic book store. I pull up my CLZ app. I'm a collector of runs. Oh, let's see. Let me go over to the Amazing Spider-Mans to see which ones I'm missing in my run and look through every single book. I don't need to do that. I'm going to know how to skim through the boxes in a matter of probably 5 minutes or less. And I'm going to have an offer in mind that I'm going to go make to that homeowner or that seller. And I'm going to ask him, I'm going to say, what are you looking to get for these comics? Are you really looking to sell them in bulk? You looking to get them all off your hands at once, make it quick and easy? Or are you really more on pricing them individually? If he gives me an answer, I want to get them off my hands, then I know right there how to make an offer and what offer I'm going to look for. I can take 5 minutes to just breeze through, see if I see any keys. I can get an idea if they're mostly 90s books or modern books, or are they mostly Silver Age and Bronze Age books. I'm going to absolutely know all that in less than 5 minutes. Hands down. Hands down. So I just really speaking to this, how can they make a decision within 10 minutes? That is more than enough time, if you ask me. So now when it comes to you justified being pissed, like I said, I understand. If you drive 45 minutes and you get there and there's nothing left, I would be upset too. But the way I would protect myself like that moving forward is maybe inquire about the comics beforehand. Maybe there was no early birds, but if this person was posting on Craigslist or Facebook or wherever you saw their posting, was there pictures? Even in pictures, you can get an idea of what's there. Ask them, can you upload pictures? Ask them, are you selling these comic books individually? Or are you looking to sell in bulk? Or are you looking to just get them off your hands fast so you as a buyer know what to expect? And if you're not there to buy in bulk, it's going to help you ask yourself, is it worth it for me to take this drive? Because you got to understand, if they're posting this online or anywhere, there's going to be other people that are looking at it, and it's going to be other collectors, and it could be resellers, it could be buyers that are coming from stores looking to get collections that they can, flip and sell in their stores. And is it making the hobby dirty? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's nothing that look, and you said that they had inside information. Again, are you assuming that? What type of insider information? Are you thinking this seller basically withheld information to you but then gave it to someone else? I don't think that's the case, because you got to keep in mind too, if that was a store and somebody buying in bulk, and you're just somebody that wants to go rummage through back issue bins or rummage through these bins like you would back issue bins in a comic shop and maybe pay closer to a fair market value for a handful of books, they might be making more money, at least per item, at least per book, with you. So why would they, essentially do something that's going to hurt them making more money in the long term? I don't see that as the case. I see that this listing was put out there. There were people that got savvy to it, that made sure that they weren't there at 10:10 like you were. You missed out by 10 minutes. And like I said, they made sure that within that 10 minutes, they knew what to look for, they knew how to make an offer, and they made that offer, and they made it happen. So again, I don't think this is an issue of early birds. I don't think it was an issue of anybody having insider information. Like I said, did you ask questions? You could have easily asked the seller questions before the day of the sale, before you arrived there. So, to sum it up, it's a free market. Nobody's entitled to anything. Nobody. And this is what I try to tell comic collectors of all sorts. You're not entitled. Neither am I. And I know it hurts. I see so many people getting, they'll post on IG, or they'll post in the comic book Facebook group saying, it finally happened to me. I found a Hulk 181 at a Goodwill for $2 or something like that. Or, they came up on a collection that had all these keys in it and they paid like $200. And I'm like, man, when is that going to happen to me? But I'm not entitled to that. Nobody is. You weren't entitled to go to this garage sale and say, just because you drove 45 minutes, that somebody needs to sit around and hold a couple boxes for you. It's just, and I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that to be completely honest. And that's just how it is. I don't see, if these individuals that bought these books were from an LCS, how is that dirtying or making the community ugly? It's allowing a store to have inventory that they can bring back to their store, price at a fair market value, and keep their doors open with, in a time where the LCS is ultimately dying. So I don't see this as being a bad thing, or that anybody was being ugly or evil or anything like that. It's just, it comes down to learning your lessons and what advice you can take, and what can you learn moving forward. And the biggest advice that I can give you, I'm going to repeat them. Number one, don't be 10 minutes late. Don't be 10 minutes late. Be 10 minutes early and sit in your car until 10 a.m. Don't be 10 minutes late. Don't be 5 minutes late. Don't be 2 minutes late. And if you didn't, make sure you ask the questions. Make sure you communicate with the garage sale sellers or whoever's selling anything, and ask the right questions before you go and drive 45 minutes. So, Richard, I do appreciate you. I know I was very blunt and honest. I understand the pain. I really do. But try to be humble. Try to put things in perspective and see from all sides here. Hold yourself to a bit of accountability and understand that, like I said, nobody's entitled in this hobby. So that's my video for today, everyone. Again, Richard, I really do appreciate your comment. I wish that you had better luck, and I wish you better luck next time. Let me know your thoughts below, everyone. And again, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so. I want to remind you folks too that I do have my 10% off my bcwsupplies.com. So that link is in the description below. You can use the code JOURNOS to receive 10% off of your orders whenever you order bags, board, boxes, any supplies from BCW's website. The code never expires. You can use it as many times as you want. So with that being said, I hope everyone is well, and until next time.